And welcome back, folks. We're here. We are here for the final time, probably, Goku versus Superman. So, can we all agree right now that win or lose, whoever we got, it looks like it's going to be a damn good episode. Let's just agree on that right now. And let me be very clear. Death Battle is one of those things that it's not definitive. Even if Goku loses again, which is very possible, I won't necessarily change my opinion, but as long as on whether or not I think Goku could win or would win. But as long as they explain it in a way that makes sense, I won't really care as long as they're true to the characters. That's one of my biggest problems with Aizen versus Madara is the fact that they were not true to the character of Aizen, and B, they were not true to the scaling of Aizen. I've given my thoughts on the first two versions of the fight. The first one is a classic, raised the bar, set the stakes for every death battle that pretty much came after it. I'm going to just adjust my screen here real quick. There we go. That's nice. The second one, while looking better, this was all before they really started doing the calcs on the Super Saiyan God feats. Honestly, Goku did a lot more to Superman in their first fight than he did in their second fight. And if you're a Superman fan, well, you're going to love that. But if you're a Goku fan, well, they're literally spitting in the face of Goku at that point. Super Saiyan Blue, Kamehameha, point blank, there's no way Superman just tanks that and walks right through it. I mean, maybe he lives, probably he lives, but he doesn't just like phase it. That's not how, no. That if you're a Superman fan, you love it. If you're a Goku fan, you hate it pretty much. But we are here now. We are here, and they have the calcs, plus they're going to be using a more powerful version of Goku, and we got Soups. Soups are going to be going into Soup. They're going to be, obviously, Superman's usually composited. Look, I'm still going in this for Goku, and unless they bring up, I'm going to tell you right now, unless they bring up Cosmic Armor Superman, I will still probably be rooting Goku, even if it's sounding like Superman's going to win, because I want Goku to win, let's be honest. I want him to win. But I'll be very clear, as a Goku supporter, as a Goku defender in this fight. Goku's not my favorite character, by the way. Someone tried to use that argument. Oh, but my favorite character is not overpowered. It's like, I never think he was my favorite character. Don't put words in my mouth. That's you trying to justify your argument against my argument. That doesn't work because I didn't make that argument. If they use Cosmic Armor Superman, look, if they even bring him up, I'm gonna have to give the win to Superman. And then watch Goku somehow win. I'm like, okay, he won. How the hell he did that? I don't know. Anyway, we're now almost 3 minutes in. Let's get into this. I went to default. By the way, I don't know what's going on. Is this a YouTube thing? My computer's doing this weird format with YouTube right now. Not all the videos are like this. Real quick, just to
It better help.
1 second. Yeah, it's doing this. I don't know what's going on with that. When I go into theater mode and widescreen, it looks fine. Full screen, it looks fine. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it's doing that. Let me know if you guys are having that issue with YouTube. Anyway, and I almost skipped ahead there by mistake. So, without further ado, it's time for a death battle. This is a little preview we got.
Fight!
Alrighty.
Son Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Goku? I'm not 100% sure here.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity. both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha!
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the Solar Flare, Energy Landbind, and God Bind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for the Mothama ceiling technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daizenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah!
Oh, great. Now we're getting 1 second. I am really looking forward to the movie, but
if there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs?
seriously? No?
They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Videl commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through his time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes,
here we go.
aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond.
Alright, so that's the first, that's Goku right there, man. Look,
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman. Champion of the apprenticeship, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Deathbattle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay though, he can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Triar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
So let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said every everything in the main series is kind of canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-Crisis Soups did start as less powerful than in pre-Crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Soups helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star.
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Don't tell me to cope. If you're one of the people telling people to cope, then you're one of the people who's a problem with the fandoms. If I'm going to be honest, you're telling people who are upset that who are rationally upset that people are like getting overly wanked, all that, or who are overly powerful, and all that. If you're telling them to cope, just stay offline for a while, because that you're kind of you're an issue in the fandom, if I'm going to be honest. I say that as someone who has used that term before, and maybe I too am a bit of an issue. I'll acknowledge that. I should probably try to be better, but don't tell me to cope when half these feats are outlier feats. That it's such, I don't know. Look, as long as they explain it right, I always say I don't really care who wins. I want Goku to win. I'm going into this honestly, kind of realizing Goku's gonna probably lose for a third time. I get that, but I'm still gonna put my money on Goku. I'll put my $5 on Goku and watch it get thrown away, because I want him to win. Anyway, and by the way, again, this is one of the reasons I just don't like Superman. How conceivably do you even make Superman a threat to Superman at all at that point? Seriously, like then why is he a good character? Yes, there's the whole immigrant story. There's a whole God among men trying to just be a human. I do get those concepts, but it doesn't work for me. When you really have a character who theoretically should be capable of doing anything. I don't know. Anyway, let's at least watch a really
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Let's do this. How's it gonna open up? That's not fair. Oh well, they're starting the fight already. What?
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
That's the thing too. Superman doesn't really care. I do like the fact that this is more like a friendly match. I do like that. And I mean, right at the gate, Goku even hands that can actually go easily toe-to-toe.
You're going back! Give it your all! No regrets!
Nice.
I'm doing just fine.
I like the fact that the ball works into that message. I like the Oh yeah, he feels that one. Huh? That one.
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
This looks like a job for...
No, I like this. Like going from different eras of this fighting. Oh, okay, they didn't bring the cost guard, but they're not going to use them. Thank God. So we might actually still have a chance.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome! Nice suit!
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
I like this. This is good. This is good. Come on, come on. I know he's probably gonna go all the way. Hey, Superman escaped sort of it too. Hey, look, he's actually struggling to keep up. Hey, look, this is turning him all his power, but he's trying to okay, that's a load of shit right there. Call a bull on that.
Finally.
Okay, that's an awesome freaking shot. Pretty much breaking the universe here.
Huh? Oh, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Look, that's a wholesome ending. I give him full credit on that. That's a wholesome ending.
That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's
like
address the
that
5
acknowledgement.
categories most representative of this fight.
I hate ads. I don't have an ad blocker, so. But you know what? I like that acknowledgement right there.
Strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger, over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and ultra instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
There you go.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 8,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category. Powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering Instant Transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, Instant Transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
So actually,
even if he did, Superman could simply...
Okay. Ultra Instinct is similar to Theta State, potential similar speeds. Limited Ki, though, better mobility via more varied techniques, greater martial arts mastery, but is Superman far stronger, more experienced, higher intelligence, super stamina via sunlight, counters most of Goku's techniques. All right.
Fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation?
Yeah.
Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz. Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe
You know
if you
what,
math as good as I
said
punned,
from
then
the very
Goku
beginning.
would have won.
What is
As long
wrong
as
with
they
you?
explained it off well, I'll accept it. And you know what? Despite some of the
Hi,
bullshit
I'm Ben,
they threw
voice
in
of
there,
Wiz. Thank you so much
they
for watching.
explained it
We are
off well.
about
And
to
you know
announce
what?
the
Okay,
next
you even
episode, but
acknowledge
before we do,
they are not. Whoopsie! What the hell did I just do? I clicked on. That's what I did. Yeah, we'll just make that bigger one more time. No, they. Oh, that's what I did. No, they acknowledge that they themselves are not definitive, so we can still have this debate till the end of time, and I'll still root for Goku till my dying day. To be honest, even though I pretty much acknowledge at this point that Superman wins.
do that. If you're not a Deathbattle member
We still
yet,
got
click the
one
join button
more.
below.
We got
See what
the
you're missing.
season finale. How do you top that? Is it season 10? Okay. What we got? Yeah, it's pretty much what everyone thought. Galactus versus Unicron. And all right, so we're just gonna get rid of that now. Exit full. So yeah, Galactus versus Unicron. We pretty much all saw it coming. It's pretty much it's pretty much definitive at this point. I'll give my prediction of who I think is gonna win that in just a little bit. But yeah, look, didn't agree with everything, at least from how they are wanking Superman a bit. But I agree why. And I like the acknowledgments they made in the fight, that Goku would actually beat most other versions of Superman. Like the majority of versions of Superman, he would actually beat, just not the main continuity one. So I actually appreciate they acknowledging that, and the acknowledgement that they are not definitive sources of themselves, as well as understanding why we have these debates to begin with, because it's fun. All right, so what did you think of the fight? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one.